Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time another Eden run near the binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video crossing 3,000 likes, now sitting us only 4 away from the first of the new era of Like Street goals, which is of course the Repentance Plus character tier list, which I'm very much looking forward to. So let's get her done. Hopefully today's run is more exciting than yesterday's run. That run was just a bummer, man, but it's a new day. New executable start. I don't know what execute. That sounds. Look. Here's your theme of the day, brought to you by No Scarcity 6763. That on thread was the Dime Room, and yeah, this one is not a room that you see too often. I have seen it once, and I think only once, maybe. But it does look familiar. Then in the thread, they were also talking about how ASMR it was. I definitely can hear that the dime sounds over and over again. So thank you very much, No Scarcity 6763, and everyone who uploaded that screenshot of the day. Remember, if you have your own art or memes of the day submissions, make sure you go over to the Sinvicta subreddit. Seed day is gonna be Foxtrot Yankee Papa 8, Alpha X-Ray Tango Foxtrot. Oh god, this haircut. Well, we've got Transcendence to start off with, which is, you know, it's not bad. Our tiers rate's very good to start off with. In fact, it's almost what our whole entire tiers rate was yesterday. But yeah, it's the new executable here, which means that it's been a day since I've restarted the game and cleared out any of the memory that it may have had for older items that we may hopefully never see on this run, except maybe Steam Sale, I guess. And, well, I mean, it would be nice to get Capricorn, and what else did we get yesterday? Pisces at the very end, of course. Yeah, it was just a total bummer of a run, which it started out so decently, too. But, you know, that's Isaac, baby. We get Continuum here, which is going to give us a huge range upgrade, but more importantly, give us Spectral Tears, which aren't technically spectral, but they are. And on top of that, they also travel through the borders of the wall in the screen and go out the other side. So that those shots are going actually through the other end down here. Also starting out with Mr. Mizzle, which, you know, it's a start. It's definitely a start. Yeah, how about just grab me that soul heart? Nothing fancy. Just give me the soul heart. Thanks. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. That's not guaranteed, by the way. Super secret rooms to the left of here, which we could use Mr. Me to get into. He kind of just does anything that you really need him to do at the time. So it really depends on where you put his targeting reticule over. If it's over a place that may have, like, say, a stone chest, for example, he will turn into a bomb and detonate it. Same thing goes for a locked door that you have no key to, or a locked chest. He can even open up challenge rooms, which is one of his best ways of having value. You can get into those pesky boss trap rooms. But you're seeing here our damage is quite lacking. 2.69 is very low for starting damage. Shot speed's okay. Trying to be fancy here and hit that nub. While we wait for Widow to stomp it out. There we go. That's a little known fact of strategy that you can use against Widow, is just position yourself near one of the things that she summons and she would just stomp it out. And we do get a Tears rate upgrade, but we really need some damage. Going to last week's question of the episode here. I got to move the OBS window because it's blocking it. Sent in here by Omnipotent Cat 6097, who said, question of the episode, what is the worst synergy that you can think of? Worst run synergy that you can think of? Now, I don't know if they meant at the beginning, like with an Eden start, or just the worst synergy you could possibly think of, period, on a run. Obviously, Ipecac, my reflection, comes to that is a very prominent bad anti-synergy, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily call it a synergy. If you're running with any kind of Red Heart build plus Blood Oath, that's terrible. Like Isaac's Heart Blood Oath is you're asking for death there. And then TM Trainer. TM Trainer is so bad it doesn't even need it doesn't even need an anti-synergy. It's just bad on its own. You know, so Mr. Me saving us a key, and we profit a golden key here. You're not getting away with that one. So Mr. Me really giving us some great value there, saving us not only keys, but then we also gain a few of them. And a golden key. Little portal. You know, I like the idea of little portal. Being able to store stuff inside of a room that you can just take with you for the rest of the entire run is pretty cool. But for me personally, it's not worth the effort. I'd rather have the pickups that we use before we get into the portal. It'd be nice if upon picking up little portal, it activated the portal somewhere that wasn't directly on top of Isaac and not blocking a doorway, so you could just immediately go there, and then subsequently following that up with less consumables to consume for you to go back into that dimension and access the room. As it stands, it's not that hefty of an investment, but when you start to think about how many resources you dump into little portal every single floor just to get back to where one of your items is or something like that, it is it's a very expensive living. Like that is a high cost of all those consumables that you have if you're planning on going to little portal every single floor. Fancy dodging there, especially without me being able to see my body. There's the benefit of spectral tears right here, and flying, of course. Okay, so as much as I want to go get Diplopia right now, I'm going to use Mr. Me to get into the boss trap room, because this represents a boss item that we could get a very nice upgrade from. So again, he operates totally independently of Isaac's HP. And yep. So I'm glad that we didn't waste any any of my brain power on maybe losing the HP there, and then yeah, not worth it. Box is not terrible, but it's not a good boss item. At least we've seen it in there though, so we know that it's not going to show up again. This could be our Diplopia here though, if Charge Beggar is kind. The double charge there. I'm gonna go for Diplopia. This could be huge on our first devil deal here. And he gets it. Look at that, Mr. Mizzle. Mr. Mizzle putting in the work. I am gonna bomb for our donation machine and get this. Two hearts doesn't matter at all, but the soul hearts do. Okay, we already have one guppy item here, so it's hopefully not gonna be a curse. We may get guppy for the first time in like a week. Wow. All right. I don't know about that one, game. I don't know if that brimstone beam hit us. If you try to tell me that blighted ovum hit us there and made contact with us, he was not close enough to make contact. You finally get a damage upgrade. Get half of the soul heart back. All the void. This might be a hot take, but I am going to take Maw of the Void, and we're going to hold on to Diplopia. So say thank you, Mr. Me, for doing a great job for us. Could not have gone any better. The payouts there. Grab ourselves a soul heart. We'll head on down. But Maw of the Void gives me some hope here. Now, the only reason why I decided to take Maw of the Void here was because of the fact we have a guppy item. We only need one other guppy item to show up anywhere, whether it be Curse Room, Devil Deal, whatever. And then we've got guppy. We've got a good chance of winning. and our stats don't matter as much. Guppy. Still matter, of course, but it's lessened. The impact of bad stats is greatly mitigated by you being Guppy because of the flies. Mulligan effect. Obviously, Maw of the Void is going to graduate to be our #1 source of damage as it deals constant and very reliable damage on anything. No matter what your damage is, Maw of the Void's going to do some pretty damn good damage. Even if you have bad damage, and yes, it does scale with your damage. It's still great. Of course, Guppy's Eye also gives us a little bit of a leg up in the chest whenever we're talking about chests, because we can see exactly what's in them. It might be there. Could also be on the shop too, but this room tells me the secret room's there. Or maybe not. Just gonna buy the soul heart. No need to diplopia this. Already off to a much more powerful start today than yesterday. Despite our stats on paper not being the greatest. Ooh. That would have been a juicy diplopia target, but we've got a game plan in motion here. There you go, good damage. Again, with only 3.69 damage, you can see that we are just dominating here. And since we have a little bit of a surplus of HP right now, and we didn't get a devil deal, I think it is worth it for us to go backtrack into the curse room to see if there is a Guppy item in there. As that's the linchpin for anything else that happens in this run. If we get Guppy, it's GG. Seeker might be here, I guess. Didn't think so. I should have looked for confirmation, but oh well. And yeah, first rooms, everybody. Okay, so it was a waste of time and a waste of a soul heart. Got it. I can't believe the secret room's not there. It's got to be above the shop then. That's the only other place. It's the only other reasonable place it could possibly be. And we don't see anything. Guppy's Eye has not revealed anything in the mushrooms there, so. I don't know. I just felt like going into this room. Could have been something amazing in there, but there wasn't. And Curse the Blind. So, unfortunately, we have no way to yeet our... we have no way to yeet our devil deal here, like by purposely taking damage and making sure that we don't qualify for it, to preserve whatever items we may have gotten in there for the next floor. But if we get a devil deal here, depending on how many items there are, I may pop Diplopia Blind just to see if it's a Guppy item. That might be the best chance that we have, but still, it's really debilitating and annoying to get Curse the Blind on a must-have devil deal situation. And Diplopia only makes it an even more must-have situation. So being able to being not able to see those devil deals is too bad. But if it works out, it works out. You never know. We're about to find out. We do qualify for a 68% devil deal chance or not. Part of me wishes that we just don't get one here, so we can get the guaranteed on the next floor that we can absolutely be able to see, even though it would take us to 4 or 5. There we go. Shot speed, eh. Okay, no Curse the Blind. We can pop in here. We see a whole butt ton of money. Yeah, I can't ignore that. That's way too much money in there. Then we see that it doesn't actually have anything else in it, so it was one and done for that chest, but still probably worth it for the amount of money we got. Yep, no problem at all. And no, angel chest cannot teleport you. So despite what you may see there from Guppy's eye, it's showing nothing does not represent a teleport, unlike a red chest would. You see nothing inside of a red chest with Guppy's eye, that means that it will teleport you to the Devil Deal. But if you see nothing inside of an angel chest, or an eternal chest, then yeah, it's not going to take you anywhere. It's just a waste of a key. Secret room might be above that room. I'm not entirely sure. The quick reloads. Still not entirely sure, but we have 15 dang bombs, so. Get a planetarium. Venus. We'll take Venus. Even though it's technically not a stat up, it's still okay because it gives us the charm effect whenever we look at something, and also it gives us an HP upgrade, so. I don't mind Butterbean. Butterbean is a good item. It is a very, very rewarding item. It has a high skill ceiling, I would say. But if you can get good with Butterbean, you will never get hit by an enemy projectile. It doesn't stop you from getting hit by when they spawn directly underneath you, however. And a greed fight. Okay, this movement speed is cheeks right now. We've taken entirely too much chip damage over the course of the last 3 floors here, so it's got to stop here. We need movement speed, we need damage, we need tears, we need lots of stuff on this run. You know, Thursday crawl runs have been kind of a thing for a while. I'm not saying this is a crawl run, but man, ready for something good here, game. Give me hope out of this Devil Deal here. Show me that you can still produce exciting runs for us. July is mercifully coming to a close here. We got a week. No, man. The beam was... Look, game. You were shooting the beam along this plane right here. I was here. Okay? There's no way. We were behind that beam. I absolutely protest that shot. There's no way. We could get Leviathan here, but it's not as good as... Getting up, yeah. I mean, we have to hold it here at this point, or make it to boss rush. We have plenty of time for boss rush. Surprising, maybe unsurprising, considering that we have Maw of the Void, but our stats are just not there yet. Mr. Dolly helps us out with getting our tears rate upgrade, but our damage is lacking. Our range is looking good, though. Kind of happy about that. Apparently I didn't pick up that key. I was hoping for the red chests in here, but... Probably did that room in the most inefficient way possible. You know, we don't have time to lollygag here. We've got to get this boss rush. with Diplopia, it's another just huge opportunity for us to profit. Okay. There is every possible way to go. Did it. High fives, everyone. High fives. We did it. There's our Fool card, which we do need to get out of Boss Rush. You gotta be careful with Charm, even though it is what Sissy does to enemies. Still gotta be careful with any Charm effect because it will cause them to be erratic and turn around on a dime and just do lots of unpredictable stuff, like spawn underneath you, for example. The Black Candle as well as the Blanket, which is going to give us the Soul Heart. We get 2 Soul Hearts total there, which is nice. A crafty dodge right there. Well, Claudie, yeah, we can keep little Claudie. It's gonna double our damage, so, and we don't need any more keys. Ouges would be nice, but I mean, we can take it when we use the Fool card. See if we can get Claudie around here. I think we're going to take a strategical negative here because we need the damage badly, and we still can't get a Guppy Atom to save our life. Ipecac and Continuum is a bad idea. A very bad idea. Yeah, I'm just gonna take Super Bandage here. As much as I would like to have the damage from Ipecac, it's not a good idea with Continuum. Those shots will extend far beyond their range, especially with the ridiculous tier height that you gain. And Ipecac is the only tier effect that really adheres to that whole tier height thing, so yeah. Not really a lot of motivation to get Ipecac there unless if we were absolutely destitute for damage. Which we technically aren't right now, but we're definitely approaching slog mode here, I gotta say. That's speaking anyway. Go to the right. I had a wild hair about me the other day. I was going to play Blueprints, but then I saw Sean play it, day 9, and he was on some puzzle that I've never seen before, and that immediately shut my brain off. I was like, yep, I can't do it anymore. I'm proud of how far I got when I got there, as far as I did, but yeah, some of the puzzles in that game, man, are just. I'm sure all the puzzle fiends out there just have raging. I can't think of a word. I can't think of another word without just saying a raging boner. But I'm just I would say a raging boner. Whatever. It's PG. Fine. I have a raging boner for those type of puzzles. But for the average idiot like me, it's like, dude, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care what the puzzle is. I don't care what it gives me. At this point, I am out of computing power in my brain. And some of the stuff in the game I think is overly cryptic, but this is coming from a very, very not experienced puzzle game player at all. But I was sitting there watching Day 9 play it and looking at this puzzle. And I just thought to myself that I was like, yeah, this is why I had to stop. On top of the fact that the videos were getting obscenely long for a non-Isaac series, it just wasn't enjoyable by the end. getting you know, yeeted out of a good run by RNG, not being able to figure out a puzzle despite staring at it for an hour. It can get very demoralizing very quickly. That game can. We continue to look for the boss room on this floor. So anyway, I obviously didn't play Blueprints. If I did, you would have seen a video. I like to keep everybody on their toes, though. You never know. You never know what old series I might bring back. See Lobotomy Corporation for 5 seasons and counting? Question mark. That was one of my most favorite things I ever did on the channel. Was the sort of, it wasn't really an ARG, but it was like a teasing series leading up to the new release of Lobotomy Corporation. And it would freak everybody out every single time because I would insert them randomly into Isaac episodes. And just to have some random Korean all of a sudden pop out of nowhere with a black and white screen. Never intending them to be jump scares, by the way. I would never do that in my videos. But it was funny seeing the reactions of people saying, the ones who use these videos for sleeping, and then seeing them be like, what the heck? Oh, okay. So I guess we just can't get Jacob's Ladder, unfortunately. Wait. 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 Lobotomy Corporation is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. It came out of nowhere, and at the time I was the only English YouTuber to have done a series on it, minus Mathis, who didn't stick with it for more than a few episodes. Mathis was actually the one who got me onto that game. And the rest is history. And then it became a staple of the channel. And to this day, I think that the Lobotomy Corporation series is the most successful non-Isaac series that I've ever done. I believe the playlist has like 2.4 million views or something crazy like that. Which means that 2.4 million people have gone to watch that playlist. Maybe not all the way through, but they've at least somehow been recommended it or whatever. And that's pretty incredible for a channel my size. It's not that big. What are these maps, man? Last chance for a guppy item here, and the prophecy will come true, of course, because not only will we not get a guppy item, we probably won't even get a devil deal. That's not me being a negative Nelly. I'm just saying. I'm just being real. Okay, well, we got a devil deal, but we did not get a guppy item, so I was half right. But we do get Abba Dabba Ding Dong. Gives us a damage upgrade, gives us a movement speed upgrade. We got flying thanks to Leviathan, but we already started with Transcendence, so that doesn't really matter. It's a little redundant there. I've been on a pretty aggressive Godzilla kick lately as well. YouTube's been recommending me these channels, and I don't know if they're official Toho channels or not. I highly suspect they aren't. But they've been recommending me these always live, always on channels here on YouTube that just show nothing but old Godzilla movies, the ones that have been made, I guess, public domain. And it's always the same 4 movies that you see. It's usually Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, Mechagodzilla 2, or Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. Now, occasionally I'll also see Son of Godzilla, which is always funny. Son of Godzilla is just I'm one of the ones. It has a special place for me because it reminds me of Bermuda, because that was one of the very few Godzilla movies that Papa Victor sat down and watched with me at one point. He doesn't usually do that. We don't watch movies together. And then many years later, in 2014, we also saw Godzilla, the I guess reboot, the American reboot that Legendary did. And that was the last time that me and Papa Victor had gone to see a movie. So Godzilla has always been special to me, but Son of Godzilla, even though it's not a great Godzilla movie, still kind of holds a little bit of nostalgia because that's the one that Papa Victor watched with me, and he laughed at it because it is so goofy in such a non-Godzilla way. So I recommend if you want to get, if you come across one of those always on channels, definitely tune in whenever it's showing Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. That's the sequel. It's not sequel, but it's a almost follow up to King Ghidorah. We get Brimstone here and Eye of Belial. One of these is not going to go well with the other. And to be quite honest, I'm overholding Diplopia and hoping that we're going to get some kind of help with Guppy. So yeah, Eye of Belial doesn't do anything here, but you know what? I'll take Ocular Rift too, because why the hell not? So we get Mega Brim, thanks to us doubling Brimstone, which does actually give us a damage upgrade, and that set people off so bad one time when I just chose not to take Brimstone, just because we didn't really need it at that point. I already had Brimstone 1, but we could have had Mega Brimstone. I was like, we really don't need it. And then people lost their collective minds because I ignored the fact that you do get a damage upgrade from that. Definitely see Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. It's the second movie that King Ghidorah ever showed up in. At the time, anyway. It's got a good amount of monster battling in there. Plus, honestly, the plot for Godzilla vs. Monster Zero is pretty good. If you're a sci-fi fan and maybe not necessarily a kaiju fan, you might still really enjoy it. It did come out right as the beginning of the whole Star Trek craze was happening in cinema and on TV. So it has a lot of those similar vibes that you may like. And then Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, or just I believe it was called Mechagodzilla Strikes Back, or like Retaliates, or something. It's something like that. Whatever the Japanese title was. That one is worth watching, even though it's a little bit more cheesy than Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 1. It does have probably the most iconic shot of Godzilla entering into a movie that you'll ever see, which is when you see it, you'll know it's there. But if you don't know which scene I'm talking about, for those of you who are casual Godzilla fans, it's when he's in the industrial district. He first appears. There's no sound. It's right as Titanosaurus is attacking the factory district and everything. And then there's a very quick, maybe 2 or 3 second shot. Yeah, we do a victory lap. Second seed, Yeehaw, 1 Foxtrot 01. There's a very, very quick scene where Godzilla, all you do is you see him kind of raise his head up a little bit from behind a building, and that's all. It's totally is totally obstructed by the buildings, but you see his silhouette, and it's totally silent. There's absolutely zero monster sounds coming out. It's just you hear the rumbling out off in the distance from Titanosaurus wrecking everything, and that's it. And then right as Titanosaurus is about to attack and destroy a building, Godzilla makes his most iconic appearance, in my opinion, the most cinematic one anyway, which is him. He uses the atomic breath, knocks over Titanosaurus, and then the lights dim, or the lights start off totally pitch black, and then they slowly raise the light level to reveal his face. And it's one of the coolest looking Godzillas too. So it's one of the most aggressive Godzillas from that era as well. Particularly speaking, whenever Godzilla first runs into Mechagodzilla and he goes insane. I mean, he starts just throwing punches left and right. It's like pop, 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 pop. He fights like a boxer in the movie. It's really great. Like I said, I've been on a Godzilla kick, but I'm just a huge Godzilla fan. I think everybody knows that by now. Looking forward to -2 now. It's been confirmed, and also very substantiated reports that we may get a sequel to Shin Godzilla. That would be very unexpected because I'm pretty sure that what's his name, Hideki. No, what was the? It was the Evangelion guy. Who directed Shin Godzilla? Jida. Yeah, it was Hideki Anno. He famously said that he wanted to do a sequel and Toho never asked him back. So I don't know if Toho just didn't like Shin Godzilla or they felt that he wouldn't. Maybe he got a little too political in there because he was lampooning the Japanese government during the tsunami. I mean, it's just a parody of that essentially. But yeah, so that's something that may be happening, and it was leaked by, of all places, Bloomberg. So that was a shock to see that they just casually mentioned that there's a second Shin Godzilla in the works. It's like whoa, wait, what? We ain't skipping over that. Excuse me? Another Shin Godzilla. Sign me up, brother. King Baby and Lil Brimstone are fantastic with each other. We've already been into the Devil Deal, so we don't need to go in there at all. I don't know why I thought there was a door over there. The King Baby will hold all your followers in place and allow them to have increased targeting ability. And essentially, if you have Little Brimstone, he can just fire from wherever. You don't have to be anywhere close to a target. You don't even have to see a target in order for him to hit it. And you know, King Baby's really, I've really come around on King Baby. I think that King Baby is after the buff. I mean, he's definitely way more useful and way better than he was. Wait a second here. We have a judgment card, but not a lot of money. Hang on a second. We can get a payout here and then go back and get some money from somewhere, assuming this pays out after the first possible payout tab, which it didn't. Then we could re-roll and maybe get something kind of crazy in here. Or we can just get nothing at all. 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 The Eternal D-Sizzle here. To give us a hope and a prayer that we will eventually get maybe a second Guppy item. Don't want to lose that reroll pedestal opportunity here. I also have one of the coolest pieces of merchandise, Godzilla merchandise you can have, which is the motorized piggy bank that you can use. And Godzilla has a variety of different things. I've showed it. I shared it on Twitter and on my Discord. Still the coolest thing ever. You know, Hearts doesn't do anything for us. Neither does that. Yeah, a little. You see Godzilla peek up from underneath the bank. He roars and has a variety of different catchphrase roars that he does along with music. And he physically grabs the whatever coin you put on there and then slurps it back down into the depths and then roars one more time. It's the coolest thing. May not sound cool, but I promise you, you just YouTube or Google motorized Godzilla bank, and you're bound to see a video of it. Eternal Heart, I will take the Eternal Heart. Dude, Judgment, you're literally robbing us blind in front of thousands of people. I hope you're happy. I hope this gets you where you need to be in life, because you're totally screwing us here. And there's not enough money for us to go get anything now, unless there's some kind of fool's gold or something.
The Hanged Man.
The Soul of Eden could roll us some coins on the ground, so we're gonna go back here and use the Queen of Hearts, and hopefully gives us 20 hearts. Didn't, but it gave us a decent amount anyway. We can take a bunch of crap over here and just drop it in, minus the sun card, because I don't want to lose that. We don't really need little Claudia anymore, but we'll keep him anyway. Oh. And the object here is to get as much money as we can with the Soul of Eden. I'm going to just drop the Sun card in here so that stops happening. I don't care about the Soul of Apollyon. We don't need it. All right. That's right. It's Invicta Smart. Invicta Smart. Ha!
Soul of Eden.
It rolled everything into a collective total of 3 cents. And gave us a chest, which gave us a trinket. Yep. 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 And this is what happens when you try to have fun in The Binding of Isaac.
The moon.
The shovel. We're looking for a piece of very distinct art. Make sure that we get an actual crawl space. Here you go. You and your kind deserve it. For what you did to us on this floor. Not going to roll the Eternal Desizzle. I agreed. Is Aya bad? Cracked Orb is meh. Echo Chamber, meh. Sack of Sacks I will take. That's the best item that we've seen. Echo Chamber is okay. It's not the worst, but it's still kind of meh. All right.
The sun.
I feel like we spent a lot of time on that floor. Mainly from all the faffing about that we did trying to get that stupid judgment to pay out.
Wheel of Fortune.
The Cario coin here. least we don't have to worry about Curse the Blind anymore, or Curse the XL. Let's go get a full charge real quick to roll the shop. Putting in a box may not be too bad with King Baby. Oh my god. Okay, well now we're gonna be blowing the doors off of rooms here. Go bombs is not what we're looking for. We've got plenty of bombs to go around. We also picked up Shielded Tears. I didn't even mention this, but Shielded Tears plus Mega equals you don't ever worry about projectiles. You just blast them from existence. Quite literally. Okay. The tears up doesn't really matter for us. I've had Bombs Over Baghdad stuck in my head all day today, and I'm okay with it because I actually love Outcast. Love Andre 3000. Outcast is just that I've talked about it before, but I think that Stankonia is one of the definitive hip hop albums to have ever existed. It's one of the best albums, period. Just separate from the genre, it's just a all in all complete album. The reason why that record sold so much. I don't know what this room is, but I don't like it. Yeah, this is really where the strength of Continuum lies, is with Brimstone. Being able to essentially just take out an entire room, no matter which direction you're facing, is extremely valuable and powerful. I don't care about losing Skinny on Mushroom here. We don't need the damage down, and we certainly don't need the tears. I do feel sometimes that Skinny on Mushroom should break the tears cap, since it is such a severe penalty on your damage. But I digress. It's not a pressing issue. Skinny on Mushroom isn't always take for me, no matter what, unless if I don't need the tears. But I do think that because you sacrifice so much damage to get it, that it should compensate the player by at least breaking the tears cap, because it is a pretty hefty investment. Brownie just didn't even exist in this world. I mean, we don't need that, and we certainly didn't need a Krampus fight. I will take a lump of coal just because. You roll that, and yep. Of course, we're not capped on speed by any means, but we don't need any more movement speed. In fact, our movement speed is a little bit too high. And it's, again, another one of those things, like I was talking about yesterday, that unless you're playing Isaac, you think that that's the talk of a crazy person. You might catch yourself saying something to the effect of, come on, how can you really be too fast in a game that's so stat-based? Like, really? You're going to complain about that? It is a problem. Being too fast in Isaac is an absolute detriment. Even if you have supreme control with your movement and dodging and everything, you still have this weird momentum that Isaac travels through that will cause you to kind of slide into a fire when you're not really trying to, or float right into an incoming enemy projectile. And detractors of that will be quick to say something to the effect that, well, that's just a skill issue. But it happens. It does make you take damage. Every now and then you'll catch yourself just getting popped because Isaac was moving too fast in one direction, and then his momentum carried him through that. And that falls off that falls off around 1.7 movement speed, which is why that's my sweet spot's 1.55 to 1.7. Anything above that is uncomfortable, but okay. 2.0 movement speed is uncomfortable. Now, of course, we are in a dominant position here, so it's a little less impactful on a run like this, but all the same, though, it's worth mentioning. Have a reroll for boss rush here. Down goes Mama. We don't get a devil deal. Oh my god. Well, we're not passing up chocolate milk with this. Yeah, this is... Yep. So this is what we like to call a super ultra brimstone. Because not only do we have mega brim in the form of 2 brimstones, but we also have chocolate milk, which is ultra brimstone. And then super ultra brimstone is the combination of all those plus continuum. Lava Coal, of course, helps out as well, but yeah. Super ultra brimstone is not a combination you see all that often. And when it shows up, you got to take full advantage of it. You may notice that nothing is living through these. That's because of the insane damage value that you get from chocolate milk and brimstone. We're just wiping the entire room clean here. And we have an Emperor card. And another Emperor card. Nice. Nice. So we may not have gotten Guppy, but we got something even better than Guppy, which is Super Ultra Brimstone. A combination that is extremely rare. And one that I don't think we've seen on the channel for a long, long time. Tinted Rock, but there's not really anything from Tinted Rock that we care about here. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but we are one-shotting literally everything in the game right now. Oh, okay, that was cute. Really cute game. I'll take Money Equals Power just for the damage. Ooh. You know? Jello plus King Baby. Does that do anything for Jello? I don't think it does, but he's going to have Mega Brim as well, which means that old Hushy is not going to have a good time, especially if we end up getting the 4.5 volt. Which I'm definitely going to be looking for now. Yeah, we don't even need the full charge on chocolate milk. I can just blow everything away with just this. First Lover's card, man. One final devil deal here, and it's gonna be the mark. I will take. And yeah, old Hushy is not long for this world here. I guess I could have re-rolled the devil deal, but we're not even looking for anything at this point. Child's Drawing. So that is going to give us 2 or 3 for Guppy. Latch Key is going to give us a little bit of HP back, and I'm fine with that. Hey, Glitter Bombs. We already have Mr. Mega. Yeah, I'll take Purity. It's a slightly faster tears rate. That's good. No 4.5 volt unless we can re-roll into it here. Not. We might have a chance, though, so... Actually, no, we don't. We don't have a chance. All right, let's see what Jello can do. Yeah, good luck, old Hushy. You're not gonna make it. It's exponential damage. Even Hush's boss armor cannot stop this amount of damage. Yeah. All right, so one more chance here with the Eternal Desizzle. Yeah. So I was really hoping we were going to get 4.5 volt. That would have been amazing to go fight Delirium with. Even Isaac, who has the same level of boss armor that Hush does, still... He just doesn't have the HP that Hush does. Cannot hold up to the fire here. Lost Soul, buddy. Check him out now. I actually think that Tech X is a downgrade. Aquarius is fine. Lost Soul, buddy. It doesn't matter. Yep. No problem at all. And you know we're going to go fight Delirium. Also, buddy, giving us some useless hearts. I say useless because we don't want to ruin our polar invincibility, especially going up to fight Delirium. Not that it's going to really matter on a run this powerful, but still. Sound of glitter bombs. Never gets old. I don't know why they sound like fireworks, but I'm here for it. This is absolutely not Delirium. Yeah, it gets overwritten by Brimstone. I doubt any of these are Delirium either. Stars card, Lover's card. Yep. That will take a fire rate. That is going to break the Tears cap. So we're back to over 1 for a fire rate with Quad Shot, Super Ultra Brim, and we get the 4.5 volt! Oh, baby! Ask and ye shall receive. What a complete 180 from yesterday's run, where everything felt like it was just geared against us. And now all of a sudden the game's like, yeah, have some fun. I heard what you said about that fun comment. So here you go, you ungrateful wench. And it's just going to be straight to Delirium, so... And boy howdy, this is going to be an ugly fight for Delirium. Oh, lost soul, buddy. Oh no. Yeah, the more Jellos we get, I mean, every single shot is an automatic full charge here. Yeah, that was about it. It went about as well as it could have possibly gone for Super Ultra Brimstone. Wow. If that one doesn't get a like out of you, I don't know what will on a Thursday afternoon. But thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic start to your early weekend here in the Mosh Pit. Let me know what you think of Super Ultra Brimstone. What's your favorite Super Ultra version of whatever item out there that you can think of? Post your synergies and comments down below. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Raphael Lindemann, Oliver Wendt, and Dina. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/IsaacGaming. Flash Invicta.